between cornfields somewhere in the middle of nowhere is D.L. George Historic Motorcars, a 30-year-old secret business with an international reputation.
No one knows where we are. We're very quiet about what we do here.
Understated, but elegant. Bentleys, Bugattis, Alfa Romeos, and Jaguars.
This is a mid-30s Packard, and it is custom body.
If the vehicle predates World War II, they will fix it, fine-tune it, and make it look like it did years ago.
This car made over 250 horsepower when it was new. It's an 8-cylinder supercharged car.
A typical job isn't cheap, taken apart piece by piece.
This is a Bentley. It's called a vintage Bentley.
This is a Bentley.
A Bentley. It is a car.
Okay.
It's a 6.5-liter Bentley.
Cars can be here for up to 2 years. The cost, $500,000 or more to restore rolling art.
What you're doing is taking this beautiful piece of sculpture, rolling sculpture, and taking it back just to the point of when it was new.
You never know who owns the vehicles. They're only identified by initials. And you never know who will be doing the work.
This is the car I'm restoring right now. This was taken in 1939.
Former Eagles football coach Dick Vermeil is a car nut.
This is what they call an open wheel sprint car. Very little weight, a lot of horsepower. This is my wife, Carol, sitting in the car.
It's in his blood. His dad had a garage in California where Vermeil worked as a child.
Actually, I didn't have a choice. So, from the time I could clean parts to the time I went into college, I learned to become a mechanic working in the garage. Nothing is ever easy.
The work is tedious. Every nook, every cranny polished to perfection. A passion for bringing these beauties back to life.
It's a wonderful feeling when you touch something that was created 50 or 75 years ago, and it's still beautiful today.
Family and friends, along with hundreds of firefighters and EMS personnel from 10 counties, filled the St. Patrick Catholic Church to remember Mount Union EMS provider and firefighter Ethan Amsbaugh. Those who know him say his passion was helping others. Roger Amsbaugh spoke proudly about his son, but it's still so hard to say goodbye.
I would like to say that at one time I was a mentor to Ethan. Ethan, you are now my mentor.
Ethan was just 22 years old, and Roger knew early on that his son wanted to serve others. His colleagues shared so many funny stories about a young man who left us way too soon. They say Ethan took pride in his work in the field and at the station. He loved his job.
Ethan was always happy, always full of energy. He certainly got the well-dressed to work. It don't matter if we were doing a cleaning detail. It don't matter what we were doing. Ethan was either in a suit and tie or in a uniform.
More than 200 first responders lined up outside the church for one final salute to a son, a brother, a friend, a colleague. And for a hero, it was time for one last call. It was time to say goodbye.
He was doing what he loved the most, serving his community, wherever he may be, and most importantly, serving his fellow man.
Families and friends said goodbye for now to more than 70 National Guardsmen and women, part of a general support aviation company deploying to Afghanistan.
I'm a little worried. It's my first one, but the guys I'm going with, they're definitely good guys.
It's the job that we signed up to do, so when it's time for us to go, we go.
The company is made up of pilots, flight engineers, crew chiefs, maintainers, and fuelers. First Lieutenant Daniel Hunsaker, also a Lancaster City police officer, will be flying one of the Blackhawks.
It's always exciting to go over when you get to actually do the job you trained for. Always hard to leave the family, Always hard to leave, your extended family.
And for many of these soldiers, it means leaving behind young children. 22-year-old specialist Juan Paulo D'Alva of York gets emotional talking about his 9-year-old sister.
It's really important for me because, it's going to be probably the worst part of the deployment, just missing them.
Well, I'm going to miss him, but I'm glad that he can go and do something that he likes to do, and I know he'll be safe as long as he does the right thing.
Once there, this group will work together to transport troops and perform medevacs from the war zone. It's important to note each and every one of these soldiers volunteered for the mission.
They're incredible guys. They're all leaving their families. You don't find many Americans like this.